Hello everyone, let's get back to talking some Last Jedi. Yes, I said it, Last Jedi. Now I know that movie came out a few months ago. Ramon's not going nuts here, okay, but I think there's something to discuss here, and that's the fact that some of these characters have yet to make their way into the game. Now, we just had the Han Solo film come and go. We received many characters from that movie. Okay, we got young Han, we got young Chewie, we got young Lando, we got a new Millennium Falcon, and a bunch of others. And I think it's about time now to start circling back around to some of these Last Jedi characters. And the first one I want to talk about is the wonderful gentleman here on screen at the moment, Supreme Leader Snoke. Now, this is a character that could have a ton of potential in this game. Okay, let's just think about it for a moment. He's already available in Force Arena, so you can use this character right now with the Praetorian Guards in another Star Wars game at the moment. So I don't think it's going to be too far-fetched to imagine that this character could have a future here in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes in the very near future. So I don't know how far along down the road that is, but I have to imagine it's going to be relatively soon. Now that the focus of the Han Solo film has passed, I think that we could possibly see another Solo character, or maybe two, maybe Dryden Voss, maybe the character Beckett, played by Woody Harrelson. But I do have to think that they're going to start circling back around and start putting more Last Jedi characters back into this game. We didn't get that many, and we got more characters from the Solo film than we got from The Last Jedi. And this is something that they have done in the past. After Rogue One, we did get many characters a few months after the movie had been released. We did get Pow, we did get Biston, we got other characters besides the initial characters that we got from the film, like Cassian and Jyn Erso, etc. So I have to think that being that Supreme Leader Snoke was literally impaled and cut in half in this last movie, and he's not going to be, or at least most likely not going to be in Episode 9, that they're going to release this character before we get to that movie, because there's going to be probably other characters that they released at that time. So, I mean, I don't know for sure, and this is all just speculation here, but Supreme Leader Snoke would be an excellent addition to the First Order faction, and if you think about all the possibilities here, he could be a tremendous addition to that team and kind of change the meta a little bit. Now, I don't think we're going away from a Sith meta anytime soon, don't get me wrong. I'm sure that even if this did develop, it would take some time here, and there would be some components that would be necessary. But imagine a squad where Supreme Leader Snoke is the leader and has a fantastic leader ability and kind of supplants Kylo Ren Unmasked as a support character, and he would be a fantastic tank in that squad. And then you add the addition of these guys right here, the Praetorian Guards, and maybe they're a tank as well, or maybe there's multiple Praetorian Guards, who knows. I don't know how they would incorporate these characters, but Supreme Leader Snoke could have some excellent force abilities. I mean, we saw him exhibit a few in the movie. He was able to basically lift Rey into the sky and rip everything from her mind, and he was able to throw her around like a rag doll without even a thought. So he should be, because he's one of the strongest force-wielding characters that we've seen so far, a pretty strong character in the game as well. Now, we're, of course, again, just speculating here and spitballing about some different possibilities, but I have to think that he's going to be a great character, because they've been waiting a while to release him, and there has to be a reason for that. Now, maybe it could be for other reasons, like the possibility of adding a ship with him. So we'll get to that in a moment here, but again, these characters are already playable in another game right now. So you can be a Praetorian Guard, you can be Supreme Leader Snoke already in Force Arena. Now, for some reason, that game tends to have more liberties than Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes does. Now, I don't know what that is. They have like different versions of Luke, different versions of Darth Vader, and I know that the restrictions from Lucasfilm are pretty strict. So they usually have to get they have to get approval for every character design, even down to the abilities that they do. Lucasfilm and Disney has to approve that. So that means that they're getting approval on all these things from Lucasfilm and Disney to do that in their game as well. So I'm sure that Galaxy of Heroes, being that they have probably a better relationship, being that they're making Battlefront, they're doing Galaxy of Heroes, they're making more Star Wars games, that they're going to have to be able to get some approval for some of these things as well. So again, I don't know how soon this could be. I mean, I have to think it's going to be sooner rather than later. again, we just had the Solo film pass, so maybe it won't be for the next couple of weeks. Maybe it'll be a month or two from now. But maybe by the end of the summer, maybe we'll even get a capital ship. Maybe the Supremacy. I mean, how awesome would that be, right? Okay, we already have 4 First Order ships in the game already. We have Kylo Ren's TIE Silencer. We have Kylo Ren's Command Shuttle. We have the First Order TIE Fighter and the First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter. If they added another TIE Fighter, maybe they added General Hux, made him the captain of the Supremacy, or maybe it's Snoke and he's the captain of the Supremacy. I don't know, but there's a lot of possibilities there that could definitely change the meta for both Arena and Fleet Arena. So it's something to think about. It's just food for thought at the moment. Again, I think that, you know, they're not doing anything right away that's going to be supplanting the Sith meta. I think that obviously the chase right now is Darth Traya, so that's what they want everybody to focus on. So they want you to get your Darth Sion, they want you to get your Darth Traya, and, you know, maybe next year, you know, fingers crossed, we get Darth Revan, you know, for our Sith character next year. But I think that somewhere in between that period of time, they're going to shift the meta a little bit. And I think when that time comes, it could be Jedi, or maybe it could be First Order. I mean, how awesome would it be to have, you know, the Supremacy? I mean, that's a picture here of the Supremacy next to the Raddus, the ship that basically destroyed the Supremacy in the last film. Now, you have to think about this. All the Praetorian Guards, dead. Supreme Leader Snoke, dead. The Raddus, the ship right here on screen, flew right through the Supremacy at light speed and literally destroyed that. So the Supremacy is also essentially dead. Okay, so these characters most likely will not be making their way to Episode 9. And being that that's the case, Episode 9 is a year and a half away from now. And, you know, again, there could be a reason. I mean, there could be some things that I'm not thinking of here that that J.J. Abrams decides to change. But in all likelihood, these characters are probably, you know, gone, and they're not going to be in the next film. So I think that if we're going to see these characters, it's probably going to be over the next few months, because as we get to that film, they're probably going to ramp up with other characters that are going to be in that movie. And, you know, there's a lot of other things to consider as well, like other shows that are coming out. I mean, Star Wars is working on several live-action films, or sorry, live-action television shows, and also another cartoon that's going to be replacing Rebels, now that Rebels is done after its 4th season. So, you know, we have a lot of different things to look at, and we're probably going to get some new maps as well. I mean, I'm sure we'll get some Supreme Leader Snoke's throne room at some point in the game, you know, and there were a lot of cool fight scenes, or there was one particularly awesome fight scene in that throne room that would be cool to see in the game. So just as far as maps are concerned, I'm sure we could see that as well. But again, this is all just kind of speculation here and sort of just like food for thought. I feel like anything's possible, but I'm just kind of thinking that now that we're past the Solo film, it's time to start circling back to some of these other characters that didn't make it from The Last Jedi that I know a lot of people were waiting for. So it would be really cool to see Supreme Leader Snoke make his way in as maybe like a legendary character, or possibly even get some of these Praetorian Guards as marquee characters. And I don't know how they're going to do that, if they're going to make more than one, or they're just going to have one Praetorian Guard that has, you know, the capabilities, or maybe one specific, maybe they choose one that has one type of weapon, and that's what we get, because I doubt they'll have more than one. But it'd be pretty cool to see. You know, yet, you know, this is all just, you know, me kind of guessing here and spitballing. So, I mean, I'd like to hear what you guys think. I hope you guys, you know, share the same thoughts, but, you know, I'd like to see where this goes, and maybe we'll see some First Order characters. Maybe we'll see Snoke, maybe we'll see the Supremacy, because we do need another capital ship at some point. Maybe we'll see some of these things here in the coming months. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, this is just me kind of giving you my thoughts about what I think is going to happen. I have a feeling that these things are coming sooner rather than later. But I'd like to hear what you guys think, and I definitely will be back tomorrow with a Marvel Strike Force live show, and then we'll be back on Sunday with the Galaxy of Heroes live show, episode number 52. So I hope you guys check that out. But may the Force be with you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Later, guys.
Yes, Master.